announced at Comic-Con that apparently we're going to get a sequel to Wolverine Origin. Not the movie, guys. Not no. I'm not talking about X-Men Origins Wolverine. I'm talking about Wolverine Origin, which is it's supposed to explain. It was a story that pretty much explained the origin of young James Howlett and how he kind of grew up to being Wolverine. And for those who've read the comic, kind of left Logan after unsheathing his claws and all of that, left him kind of like an animal. So the sequel apparently is going to follow the origin, the second half of the story. Now, the creative team behind Wolverine Origin is Karen Gillan and artwork by Adam Kubert. Karen Gillan is a guy I've heard good things about. He's written good things for X-Men and he's written really good Iron Man apparently. Everything, according to my friend Mario, everything Karen Gillan touches to gold. And apparently, what this story is going to be is how Wolverine went from being a wild animal to a civilized person. Because of those who remember Wolverine Origin, he was kind of left at a very dark place and left to live like an animal. So this is the story of him growing up to become a human, the Wolverine we know, not the one that went to Weapon X. No, not making Weapon X, Jeff Loeb, being recruited by or rather kidnapped by Weapon X, and then you can do all the crazy shit. But this basically tells the story of Logan in his early years, learning to control the animal and learning to use his powers more. This also is going to explain some big secret of Wolverine's deadliest enemy, which I'm pretty sure they didn't say, because there's a lot of people who consider themselves Wolverine's most dangerous enemy. But I'm pretty sure they're talking about Sabretooth, so that'll be interesting. Anyway, I've only read Wolverine Origin once, and I really liked it. I don't know if you really need a sequel to that, but the way Karen Gillan has been talking about it, it's something he's always wanted to do since he's been working at Marvel, is do a sequel to Origin. Now, we've seen sequel comics before, and sometimes sequel comics don't go so well now, do they? So, even though Karen Gillan sounds like he has, yeah, I know, it sounds very close to the, sounds very close to this Doctor Who actress. I really know it sounds really close, but his name's Karen Gillan, and I think he's got an interesting hold on it. I don't know, it's just one of those we'll have to wait and see. Adam Kubert's artwork should be worth enough alone. His artwork's always amazing in my book. So, yeah, Karen Gillan, I've only read a little of his work. I think one of my favorite things about it was that he wrote, one of my favorite things from him, though, is this story called Beta Ray Bill God Hunter, where it's a story all about Beta Ray Bill hunting down Galactus and trying to find a way to kill Galactus after the destruction of his people at his hands. So, yeah, I might give this the benefit of the doubt. I really want to see what kind of stuff they can do and how, what kind of story Gillen's got in store for Logan, and how they kind of play that in, and also how they can make Sabretooth's big secret. So, because again, I don't know if it actually is Sabretooth, but I'm pretty sure they're talking about Sabretooth. But how can you make a big secret so interesting? Because we've seen big secrets before in these kind of comics, and sometimes they just don't pan out, or rather they're like, what the hell? So, yeah, that's the other thing, is like, what's this big secret? And the bigger question is anyone going to care? Or is it going to be totally worthwhile? That's kind of the big thing for this story to get me really invested in, is like, how can you do that? How can you make this kind of story interesting for me? That's what I really want to know the most, is like, how can you get me invested in like some big secret that's going to totally change how you look at the character. I don't know. But who knows, guys. Anyway, guys, you guys, I don't know exactly when, by the way. I totally forgot to look at the release date for Wolverine Origin 2. So, yeah, I'm really sorry about that. But anyway, guys, you guys tell me what you think. Does Wolverine Origin really need a sequel? Do you guys have faith in this guy, this creative team? And what do you think? Just anything in general about this comic. Anyway, guys, I'm out.